This is Land of Havilah, Proverbs 19, verse 1. Better is the poor who walks in his integrity than he who's perverse in his lips and is a fool. Comment, it's better to be poor and upright than to be a crooked talking fool. Verse 2. It isn't good to have zeal without knowledge, nor being hasty with one's feet and missing the way. Comment, it's not fitting to be zealous when your information is wrong, or to be zealous when you're off track. Verse 3. The foolishness of man subverts his way. His heart rages against Yahweh. Comment, a fool rages against God and is ruined. Verse 4. Wealth adds many friends, but the poor is separated from his friend. Comment, when a man is rich, he attracts many friends. When he's poor, they walk away. Verse 5. A false witness shall not be unpunished. He who pours out lies shall not go free. Comment, surely liars will be rounded up and punished. Verse 6. Many will entreat the favor of a ruler, and everyone is a friend to a man who gives gifts. Comment, there are those who are willing to demean themselves, fawning on politicians, or befriending anyone who passes out favors. Verse 7. All the relatives of the poor shun him. How much more do his friends avoid him? He pursues them with pleas, but they are gone. Comment, even a poor man's family avoids him. His friends will avoid him even more. Even when the poor man tries to keep them close, they're gone. Verse 8. He who gets wisdom loves his own soul. He who keeps understanding shall find good. Comment, if you know what's good for you, you'll seek wisdom and understanding. Verse 9. A false witness shall not be unpunished. He who utters lies shall perish. Comment, liars are doomed. Verse 10. Delicate living is not appropriate for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes. Comment, it's not appropriate for a fool to live in luxury, and it's not appropriate for a person to be in authority when it's obvious the people under him are better than he is. Verse 11. The discretion of a man makes him slow to anger. It's his glory to overlook an offense. Comment, a wise man is slow to anger. Every time he's able to hold his temper, he chalks it up as a victory. Verse 12. The king's wrath is like the roaring of a lion, but his favor is like dew on the grass. Comment, when the king is pleased with you, he can highly reward you, but if on the other hand he's angry with you, you'll melt with fear. Verse 13. A foolish son is the calamity of his father. A wife's quarrels are a continual dripping. Comment, there are two potential calamities for a man in his family life. One is to have a foolish son or daughter, and the other is to have a wife who constantly argues with him. Verse 14. House and riches are an inheritance from fathers, but a prudent wife is from Yahweh. Comment, riches are earthly, a good wife is heavenly. Your family can bequeath land to you, but only Yahweh can find you a good wife. Putting verses 13 and 14 together, a wife can be heavenly or she can be a calamity. Verse 15. Slothfulness casts into a deep sleep. The idle soul shall suffer hunger. Comment, a lazy person sleeps when he should be working. He'll go hungry. Verse 16. He who keeps the commandment keeps his soul, but he who's contemptuous in his ways shall die. Comment, keep the commandments and live, scorn them and die. Verse 17. He who has pity on the poor lends to Yahweh, he will reward him. Comment, have pity on the poor and God will reward you. A loan to the poor is a loan to God. Verse 18. Discipline your son, for there is hope. Don't be a willing party to his death. Comment, if you discipline your son, there is hope for him. Don't be a willing party to his death. It's no exaggeration that he might die if there's a lack of discipline. Verse 19. A hot-tempered man must pay the penalty, for if you rescue him, you must do it again. Comment, a hot-tempered man gets himself in trouble. If you bail him out, he'll only get angry again and get himself in trouble again. He'll inevitably have to pay the penalty himself, so don't pay it for him. Verse 20. Listen to counsel and receive instruction, that you may be wise in your latter end. Comment, listen to counsel and instruction and file it away. It'll come in handy. Verse 21. There are many plans in a man's heart, but Yahweh's counsel will prevail. Comment, a man's plans might or might not work out, but Yahweh's counsel doesn't fail. Verse 22. That which makes a man to be desired is his kindness. A poor man is better than a liar. Comment, everyone loves kindness in a man. If a man is poor but honest, he's much better than a despicable liar. Verse 23. The fear of Yahweh leads to life, then contentment. He rests and will not be touched by trouble. Comment, the fear of the Lord leads to life, contentment, security, and peace. Verse 24. The sluggard buries his hand in the dish. He'll not so much as bring it to his mouth again. Comment, some people are so lazy they don't have the energy to raise their food to their mouth. Their hand's too heavy to lift off the plate. Verse 25. Flog a scoffer, and the simple will learn prudence. Rebuke one who has understanding, and he'll gain knowledge. Comment, we can learn by listening. That's the easy way. Suffering from our mistakes is the other way. Verse 26. He who robs his father and drives away his mother is a son who causes shame and brings reproach. Comment, the community will shun a man who robs his father and is ugly to his mother. His name will be ruined. Verse 27. If you stop listening to instruction, my son, you'll stray from the words of knowledge. Comment, keep listening to instruction. You need all the knowledge you can get. Verse 28. A corrupt witness mocks justice, and the mouth of the wicked gulps down iniquity. Comment, a false witness vomits out lies and swallows guilt. Verse 29. Penalties are prepared for scoffers, and beatings for the backs of fools. Comment, scoffers and fools pay a steep penalty. Proverbs 20 is next.